Lu Fan's attack had no significant effect on the bone dragon. Instead, the burning blue flames in its eyes grew even more fierce. It roared, its voice shaking the battlefield. "Lu Fan, now I will crush you all." Just then, Lu Fan's new dragon appeared before him. Its breathing was heavy, and it was muttering in some strange language. Lu Fan turned and said irritably, "Hey, why did you go there?" But no one got a chance to reply. The bone dragon standing before him was now completely healed. Its broken bones had rejoined, and a thick layer of black smoke began to form around it. Its strength had now increased many times over. It bent down and looked at Lu Fan, a sneer evident in its eyes. "Hey, Lu Fan, I thought you would die in an instant. But you possess a truly fascinating power," he laughed, his bones rattling. "I didn't expect your face to reflect fear, but rather stubbornness. But never mind. It's just the beginning." His voice grew softer, until finally it was just a cold whisper. "You look tired." Lu Fan ignored that and turned to Xiaoji, encouraging him. "Joji, you're already great. You're my first dragon. Go to the arena and meet the puppet team," he signaled. At that very moment, Lu Fan's new dragon appeared in the sky. Lu Fan unhesitatingly drew his dragon sword. He thought of the power of that ancient god, capable of killing even dragons. The thought filled him with cold fear and deep resolve. He vowed to himself that he would never let the city be destroyed. "I will kill him," he said softly. Then he pointed at Juji once again. Juji roared loudly, its roar carrying both aggression and defense. Lu Fan warned in a stern voice, "Even if I am left alone in battle, I will never retreat." Hearing Lu Fan's words, the bone dragon looked at Lu Fan and, after thinking for a moment, said, "If you want to protect yourself, kill all your dragons and turn into garbage yourself." With that, he rushed towards Lu Fan to attack him. The bone dragon immediately used its main power, the God Bond Dragon. The clone transforms its arms into the claws of a gold bond dragon. The power depends on its strength. But then Lu Fan appeared, and Lu Fan's puppets confronted them. The city was now completely engulfed in the flames of war. Roofs were collapsing, the market streets were intermittently filled with smoke, and people were running towards safety, colliding with each other. Some were begging for help. Others were carrying the wounded with cloth tied over their faces. Kim Ku's eyes were filled with both fear and determination. He looked at his father and said, "Dad, we must go. We must help Lu Fan." His father spoke with fear and complaint. "Don't talk nonsense. You two are children. What will you do there? If you go there, you will both be killed." Xiaoman raised her voice amidst the crowd, despite a slight hesitation. "Uncle, we know Lu Fan. He is our friend. We must save his life." Just then, Zhenjung and Aunt arrived. Aunt looked around and trembled with fear. Their first question was, "What's going on here? Is Lu Fan's life in danger?" Jiang Ying explained in a serious tone. "The horse-like bone energy inside is the one we discovered in Tai Chi country. Now it's here, and Lu Fan is facing it." Auntie's face turned pale. She began to pray and mutter, "What will happen to me if something happens to him?" Zhenyang said softly, "Sister Han, please stay home and don't go out. The situation outside isn't good." Before leaving, Auntie looked at Jiang Ying and, in a panic, asked, "Can you help Lu Fan?" Jiang Ying thought for a moment and said, "Okay, we'll find out," Kim Ku's father shouted, a mix of anger and fear. "Hey, you foolish girls. We should be asking for help, not throwing ourselves into the jaws of death. That monster is destroying the entire city, and you absolutely mustn't go near it." Xiaoman looked at her father with a firm gaze and said in a calm but firm voice, "If we can help him even a little, we will, together. We will help Lu Fan, because we are a team, and a comrade is not left alone." There was such truth in her words that the air stilled. Kim Ku and Jian Zhang looked at her, then both nodded in agreement. "We won't let our comrade fight alone." The voices of all three echoed in unison. Kim's father remained silent for a moment. He looked at his children and saw the same gleam in their eyes that he once had in his youth, courage born from fear. Softly, she said, "You guys have really changed." Tears welled up in Auntie's eyes. She placed a hand on her chest and whispered, People are so worried about my Lu Fan." Her tears weren't filled with fear. They were filled with pride. At that moment, even amidst the chaos, a faint ray of hope seemed to rise in the city. At that very moment, the three of them set off on a huge eagle to help Lu Fan. Kim's father watched them from afar. Their shadows floating in the air were lost in the dust and flames. He said in a low voice, "Perhaps. My children have truly grown up now." Just then, Jia Omen's father called out, "Xiaoji, you can't win now! But if you must fight, fight bravely, and don't look back." They didn't know that death awaited them in the direction they were flying. Xiaomi's father looked up at the sky and muttered to himself, "This is truly something extraordinary. There's probably no other person like Lu Fan in this era. He has proven himself time and again, as if blessed with some divine power." But behind that reverence was a fear. These children are throwing themselves into the jaws of death. The city was engulfed in devastation. People were running through the streets, some screaming, some crying. Tall buildings were collapsing, and fires raged around every corner. Amidst the dust and ashes, suddenly, a massive flying dragon tore through the clouds and charged towards them. Its eyes burned with burning white flames, as if it wanted to swallow the entire sky. Sensing the gravity of the moment, Kim's father pulled out his phone with trembling hands. His eyes were focused not on the screen, but on the smoky sky, where Lu Fan was battling the monstrous force alone. He said to himself, "I never imagined Lu Fan would be able to take on such a monstrous force alone. He truly deserves admiration. But if even these ancient gods are facing him, maybe even that won't be enough to save the city." Kim's father had already guessed that Lu Fan wouldn't be able to defeat that demonic dragon alone. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and muttered, "I'll have to call in external forces to help him." He immediately took out his phone and said in a trembling voice, "Hello, Master. I need to inform you of an emergency. Lu Fan has gone alone to fight the Bone Clone Dragon. We must help him immediately. Jianying is also here with him. That dragon is no ordinary one. Lu Fan will have to push his strength beyond the limits." Over there, as the storm of dust and fire in the field subsided slightly, Lu Fan saw Xiaoman, Jianying, and Kim running towards him. There was fear on their faces, but even more determination. Lu Fan's eyes widened. He lowered his sword and said sharply, "Why are you here? Go back." "There's a risk to life here," Xiaoman said, catching her breath. "We know," Jianying said firmly. "Lu Fan, don't forget that we're all a team. Just tell us what to do." Before Lu Fan could speak, the bone dragon's heavy laughter echoed through the field. Its voice was like rock-shattering thunder. "It's good that you all came here. Now I'll bury you all together." With that, its massive bony arms extended, and it charged straight at Lu Fan. Its claws slashed through the air with such force that it created deep craters in the ground. But just then, a blue light flashed in the sky. Jiaozi and Xiaofei emerged into the air with their dragons. Their energy transformed into a dazzling aura. Waves of wind swirled around them, and their presence momentarily silenced the bone dragon's roar. Lu Fan spread his dragon wings and rose into the air. A fiery light shimmered on his sword. From a height, he looked down upon all below, the city in rubble, the broken towers, and the earth shaking with the bone dragon's roar. He said sternly, "Listen to me carefully. No one will come near here. Stay out of the sight of Lord Bond Dragon. If he sees you, you won't be able to escape." The gold Bond Dragon looked around and roared, "Hey, all these faces look familiar. I know you all." Then he ordered his guards, "Stop anyone who comes after Lu Fan." The three girls took a deep breath and prepared themselves. They said, "Okay, that's enough. Now we'll kill everyone," the bone dragon said mockingly. "You really think you can defeat my slaves?" Lu Fan immediately transformed into a dragon form and attacked with his claws. Then he shouted, "This is too dangerous. All of you return to the ground. Come back with Juji and fight the Godbone flying dragon," Zhang said. "Follow us. We'll go ahead and teach them a lesson." Everyone began flying towards the ground. The bone dragon ordered, "Leave no one alive.